Welcome back, SethBling here. Today Mojang released Minecraft Snapshot 14W3A, and this one has some amazing new commands, as well as a couple other new features. And the first one I'm going to show you is kind of ridiculous. It's the clone command, /clone, and it will take a region of blocks and it'll actually just copy it somewhere else. So if I push this button, you'll see it just copies this house right over here. The door works and everything. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. You can see I've basically given it two sets of coordinates, one for the lower left corner and one for the upper right corner, kind of, if you imagine that in 3 dimensions, and then a third set of coordinates for where you want to copy it to. If you type help clone, you can see the syntax there. You can also specify a mode that's it basically the whole thing uses set block to copy each block individually. And so the mode is which set block mode to use. So I've done something kind of cool here. This thing clones. It's using relative coordinates. So relative to where this command block is, it's going to pick a box, and then it's going to clone it to these coordinates: -1, 4, -3, relative to the command block. So it's going to actually copy this little structure here up above it, and when it does that, that thing is going to copy itself as well. So if I put something in this, it's going to start this clock, and now we can see each structure is sequentially copying itself upwards, up and forever. And so even if I stop this thing here, it's still going to keep copying upwards because each of these clocks is still running, and the command blocks are copying themselves. It's like a self-propagating structure. It's yeah, so you can actually cause a lot of damage to a world by doing this if you set up the command blocks right to basically take over everything. Luckily I didn't. So I've also set up a command block here, though, that fills an entire area using the new fill command. This is also a really powerful new command. It fills a box, similar to the way clone copies something. This just fills something with whatever block you want. In this case, I've chosen air, and so when I pressed the button, it basically cleared out all of them, except I guess it didn't get the top one. Fill is really powerful. There's a limit on it. It can only fill 5,000 blocks at once. So you can't just fill up your entire world with lava or something. But you can fill 5,000 blocks at a time, which is pretty good. Here I can create a box of diamond blocks, and I've set this one to delete that same box. If you type help fill, it'll show you all of the syntax, and it uses similar syntax to set block because it's basically just doing set block on each block in the square. It does support tile entity data. So here I'm making furnaces, and I'm going to put an item in the furnace. So when I push the button, it makes a 2x2 box of furnaces, and each one has a diamond in it, and so you can actually have like pre-filled containers. Now, one cool thing is they've updated it so that instead of putting ID 264, I can actually just put ID diamond, and it supports that now, which is good because everything is moving to using the name of the item rather than the numerical ID. So yeah, so fill and clone, definitely going to be seeing a lot more of those from the creative Minecraft community, I think. Those are sort of like world edit or MC edit commands brought into vanilla Minecraft, and they're a little bit more limited. I believe right now you can't have a clone box, or you can't have the destination box overlap the source box, if that makes any sense. And like 5,000 blocks of fill, but still very powerful. And the fact that you can do them in game, really cool. Okay, moving on. Teleport now supports some new arguments. If you look here, I'm teleporting this minecart up by 1 block in the Y direction, but I'm also setting its angle. So you can set its rotational angle. So if I stand here, this thing is gonna kind of like hover and and rotate. Looks pretty cool. Now if I change this minecart rideable to type equals player, it'll actually spin me around, and let's check that out. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, actually maybe I should turn off the y equals, so let's get rid of that. And then, yeah, so I'll just spin around in place. And it's pretty cool. It's actually very smooth. You can, move your mouse around. You can like try and counteract the spinning action. You might get a little dizzy, but then I can just step off the pressure plate and that'll go away. So this is pretty cool. It's basically more of like an aesthetic thing, but being able to teleport players to a destination. You don't have to use the tildes. You can set their coordinates absolutely. So if I teleport Seth Bling where I am and say angle of 190 for the like horizontal angle and then 30 for the vertical angle. No matter which direction I start out facing, I'm always going to face the same direction. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's useful. So selectors like @E, that's a selector, now can select square or I guess rectangular boxes. So you use X, Y, and Z like normal, and you can use DX, DY, and DZ to set the size of the box. So here I've set a box like this, and it's going to kill all pigs within that box. So if I go ahead and spawn a pig in here, it's going to immediately die. Sorry pigs, but I mean this is how bacon is made, so you can't feel that sorry. If I spawn them outside the box, they're going to be perfectly fine, and you can see it is a square region. If they accidentally walk in, or if I lure them in, you can see they're dying right as they cross over into the pink region over here. So definitely very useful for map makers. I can tell you from personal experience, this would have been useful many times while making maps, and I guarantee you I will be using it in the future, as will other map makers. Also, arms and legs and body can be textured separately on the player model. So I put on this crazy custom skin, but it demonstrates basically there's an outer layer now of skin, and also you can texture each arm separately and each leg separately, so you can see my legs and arms aren't symmetric. But if you look real closely, there's actually like on my well, from our point of view, right, but from my left arm, there's a green outer layer and a blue inner layer. So, and you can, it's basically the entirety of your body can be covered with this stuff. So you could make it look like you're wearing armor all the time or something. If I put on armor, let's see what that looks like. I haven't actually checked. Grab some armor. Let's put it on. Whoops. Yeah, so it looks pretty much normal, but yeah, you could probably make it look pretty well like you have armor on with this extra layer of skin. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if people will use that, but definitely leaves a lot more options available to skin makers. That's pretty cool. I'm really excited about this snapshot. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing around with the clone and fill commands. I think there's a lot of potential there. If you'd like to see the full change list of the snapshot, there's a link in the video description. And I've also linked to a Reddit post about the skins and how you can make your own skin with using the new layers and the new asymmetrical arms and legs. So check out those links if you're interested, and thanks for watching.